Yes. So typically
like
we're
every
seeing
single loadout.
pretty much exactly that. So it's either going to be 2, like let's say it's like a rift, some kind of mobility, 2 heals. Sometimes we see people, even if they're lucky to find them along the game, we've seen people with like 6 half shields, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 whole slots dedicated to 3 half shields apiece. And then you're like, oh, this guy just wants to fight the whole time.
I want to make a point too, so that it's not misconstrued what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that everyone runs the exact same thing all the time because it's the only thing to run. I'm saying people are running the same consistent builds because consistency is huge in a BR game. And if you have a loadout that is consistently showing top performance, players are going to favor it. That's something to take note of if you're trying to step your own game up. Maybe you're not going to make it to this World Cup, but I guarantee you there's going to be events from Epic for Fortnite in the future. This ain't the end, believe me. And so learning those kind of setups and watching how the meta changes as the game evolves. I mean, we're getting updates that change things weekly. So you have players every single time that they're and this put in a crazy amount of effort. They have skill, the knowledge to pick up everything about the game that they can as it changes. Sorry, I'm so long-winded about this. I'm very passionate about competitive Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's become such a big piece of what I do and what you do, especially you. I mean, you've been around for a long time.
Just about the beginning. Just about.
Exactly. So it's like, it's just one of those things I want to see the game evolve and grow in a healthy way. And I know there's some people that are not happy with how the game is now, but you have to at least admit, those people have to at least admit that they're happy with the way that, I mean, an esport has continued to evolve. It has. It's undeniable.
Yeah, sure. And maybe just like expand upon that just a little bit more. Fortnite is an ever-evolving game. And it is a battle royale, and there is some kind of randomness involved in that, right? Like you land in a POI, and there's some form of random.
Well, you can harness that.
Correct, and it's why these players excel is because they can minimize that randomness factor, right? That, like you said, their consistency. What can they do to minimize that randomness and give them an edge, which then propels them forward and continues moving forward? Unknown, great example. He knows what he does best. His rifling skills, his combat skills, his long-range shots. He's in a great position to do this, right? He didn't just land on this loadout. He worked for this loadout. He said, where do I need to go? When do I need to fight? Do I need to fight now?
To get it?
Exactly. There's so much. Like, on the surface, Fortnite may seem like, I guess, borderline one-dimensional, kind of, but there's actually so much depth to the game.
I wouldn't even say on the surface it seems that way. You've got building and shooting and strategic positioning.
Yeah,
there's a lot to it.
Elevation, game changes, what you land with, how you're feeling on the day, what your skills like, where you've spent your time. Have you done your shooting practice? Have you gone into playgrounds before then to practice up your building skills? There's so much. This is why I love Fortnite, dude. You're gonna make me nerd out, and we're gonna have long conversations about this.
This has been Deep Thoughts with Lupo and Zeke. Meanwhile, top 5 situation. My apologies for all that. Unknown from KNG with 6 eliminations. 19 builds. That Rift may or may not come into use here. It'll be tough to know just yet. TJ, the ultimate low ground. We're already in the top 3. The swap there, Baltic, Dylan, Glow Navy going down outside in the storm. Unknown dropping in and challenging Jfree, but he actually gets dropped all the way to the bottom. Stuck top to bottom of TJ.
Oh my!
Box, the traps.
Oh my gosh, he completely shuts down Jfree. But look at the health difference. If he's not careful, dude, and they spend time in the storm, Jfree has health advantage. He's got to be really careful how he approaches this.
The slurp, though, Unknown could potentially pop it. Should here momentarily, I almost anticipate. Here we go.
Do you think he just waits for him to drop down and try and rips him and hopes that the slurp is enough to tick him over?
We'll see. Moving with the storm, Jfree in the ultimate high.
Still ticking
13. Up. No builds for Unknown. He's going to have to yep, there we go. The shots. Combat shot coming from underneath. Can't quite connect.
20.
Does not tick out to the storm. Instead, finds a shot on Jfree. The celebratory rift to go into the sky. Unknown, well played. No builds left. No problem.
Bro, that was absolutely insane. Sundown, monster deface. Was that not just the craziest end to that game?
That ending was absolutely absurd. Nice celebratory rift there from the controller lord KNG Unknown. Well done to get the victory royale there. But not only was it a fantastic finish to that match, that is it from NA East. It's done. All the matches are played. The standings are final, and Monster and I are gonna break them down.
Dude, are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? OMG, boys. So first off, Clicks qualified. Right?
Top 3 spots.
Scratch them
Again,
out.
we've talked about the sharing before. Clicks, Clarity, and then KNG's Unknown in the last one will take those top 3 spots.